The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I say that I don't watch sport, but I watch one sport.
Not in one sport, one team.
Welcome to Wrexham, Nate.
Welcome to Wrexham. This is my favourite part. Listen to this.
Ring on the Deadpool and Rob McElhenney. Working that beautiful.
One of the chants they sing being professionally recorded. This guy's making a bit of coin from this.
They are.
I'm actually really happy with him. So anyway, that's an exciting thing, what they're doing in Wrexham. And
Yeah,
that,
for
of
sure.
course, is, two celebrities have stepped in, bought the team, turned it around. They got promoted. Unbelievable stuff. They're on their way. Well, it's happened again, guys.
Oh,
It's happened
another
again.
celebrity.
Celebrities, for a while there, used to go to impoverished countries and look after a village.
Yes.
Nowadays, celebrities will go to Wales and they will sponsor a football team. That's what's happening now because, you know who's gotten on board? 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
50 Cent is now sponsoring a Welsh under-14s team at AFC Romney in Cardiff.
So he's bought them new gear and all the rest of it, Nate, I'd imagine.
How did this come about?
Well,
is the big question.
It's pretty exciting stuff. So, one of the fathers of the girls on the team was working stage, like doing stage production
Yep.
and stuff.
Oh, okay,
for them,
right.
just like, moving scaffolding and
Yeah.
stuff like that. The people at the club went, oh my God, you're going to be working 50 cents.
Yeah.
Thing like, see what they did with Ryan and Rob. Like, let's see if 50 Cent will step in and sponsor us. So the guy saw 50 Cent on stage and he saw his, he saw his opportunity.
Yeah.
And he thought, you know what, big swing. Sometimes a big swing is followed
Well, he's
with,
just
with,
gotta-
with a miss.
Yeah.
But sometimes a big swing you can hit.
But Nate,
So
you've got to have the guts to do that.
you've got to have the
people
ball
go,
to do
"Oh,
it. So
no,
he's
no."
walked out of 50 Cent and he's laid it down. He goes, these girls really need some sponsorship. And 50 Cent went, you know what? No worries. So now the team is completely dressed by him. They're
What
supported
are they
by
wearing?
him financially.
Are they weighed down by the heavy chains?
Oh, now it's actually really funny. They've got a new yellow kit emblazoned with now Ryan Reynolds and that have aviation gin,
Yes.
Well, he's got
TikTok, all that sort of stuff. Their kit is emblazoned with his name and the name of G Unit, his former hip hop group.
So just...
G
So
Unit.
there's on there they've got 50 Cent and G Unit.
That's hilarious. I imagine that it's smaller amounts of money involved in the under
team.
14
Yeah.
girls team than with Wrexham Football Club.
Yeah.
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 But the
Am I right?
community,
Yeah, just the kid.
the community
Yeah.
is buzzing.
Yeah.
None of the kids know who he is, apparently.
No, well, they wouldn't.
The parents are beside themselves. But it just brings us to this, and that is, have you had an opportunity to take a really big swing, right? Probably thinking you're going to miss.
Yeah.
But you hit something out of the park. And this is like, I mean, good on
Yeah.
them. He's now paying. They needed money. 50 Cent was there.
Yeah.
Went, he's got money. They
Yeah.
asked him. They
He
got
said
his
yes.
money.
I agree. That's
It's
fantastic.
very similar to the time that we asked the Prime Minister if we could come over for dinner and he
It
said
is
yes.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then when we're at
Nobody
dinner,
expected him to say yes.
so we're at dinner and we said, hey, mate, like, we know this is not right and not usual.
And we
that
don't
the
belong
media
here.
would be in your inner sanctuary with, like all guards down. Why are we here? And he said, no one ever asked.
That's right.
No one else ever asked.
And after we've been there, no one will ever be invited again.
oh, yes, yeah, they put a kibosh on that.
If you don't ask, the answer is always
Yes,
no.
that's right. You
But
don't
if you
ask,
do
you don't get.
ask, sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes that yes is attached to something amazing.
Massive.
50 Cent, you'd be in the club.
Oh, we want to talk about this, guys. We want to talk about big swings and big hits. Yo, we've all...
We're in the
dropping
club.
There are a
man.
bunch of white people in the club
Yeah,
right now.
right,
It's
we couldn't
so
be
awkward.
lighter.
We're going
The lights are on.
We're going to give somebody a Scarborough Live voucher valued at $600.
Settle
Swinging
down.
big.
To spend at participating businesses such as the Surf Boardroom, Sean.
Sure.
Surf
Sean.
Boardroom's got all the
Oh,
gear.
yeah,
Been
right,
there a few
13,
times.
24, 10. Did you take a big swing and it landed?
Whoa.
What did you get as a result? Just because you had the guts to ask for it. Madison, hello.
Hi.
Hey, Madison.
Oh, Madison, what happened?
So I completely upended my plans to go to Europe earlier this year so I could see Kiss perform in London.
Yeah.
And while I was there, after the concert had finished, I thought, bugger it, I've come all this way. So I went up to a roadie after the show finished and said, is there anything you could give me? And he gave me Tommy Sayers' guitar pick.
Also, he said... No,
Madison.
no, it would have been his guitar
For sure,
pick.
for
Madison,
sure.
you don't sound like you fit the bill as a typical Kiss lover.
You sound too young is what we're
Yeah.
saying.
I am probably not what you would expect to be a fan of, like, that kind of music. But I saw them at earlier last year when they performed in Perth, and I got there a bit late and missed my favourite song, so I decided to travel all the way to Europe just so I could see them play it.
What's your favourite song?
Detroit Rock City. It's their opener, so...
it's their opener.
right.
Okay, so where is the pick now?
It's actually still in my luggage from coming home.
So it's treasured then.
Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering, are you going to drill a hole in it and make it into a necklace? What are we going to do with it?
Frame it.
I'm probably going to make like a little box with all the stuff, because I managed to get like a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So I've got like the booklet and a shirt and some.
So you're going to make a
shadow box.
A shadow box of Kiss paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Bless you, Maddie.
Super fan.
I love
Good on you,
it.
Madison.
Classic.
you
If
in the world.
If
That's
you don't
nice.
ask, you don't get. Thank you. Let's move to another Maddie in Bassendean. Hello.
Hi guys.
Hey, Maddie.
Maddie, did you take a big swing? And the answer was yes. What happened?
Yes, I don't think you guys will believe this, but I was at a shopping centre and a guy pulled in with the most gorgeous vintage Mustang, and I'm a huge Mustang fan.
Yeah.
I want like 50.
Yeah.
So I just went up to him and I asked him if I could test drive it, and he said yes. And it was so crazy. He just got in the passenger. I was in the front seat. It was also left-hand drive. Which
Yes.
I was only like 19. I'd never driven left-hand drive. And he just let me go around the block in it, take it for a spin. I felt so cool. And I also couldn't believe that he had let me drive his car.
Yeah, Maddie, I'm just going to throw it out there. You're really hot, aren't you?
No.
Yes, you
Yeah,
are.
I would've-
There's no way you would have said yes otherwise. You are.
Oh, my God. I'm taking that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, because I'm not that surprised that a young female in her teens walking up to a man and saying, "Can I go for a drive in your car?" I'm not surprised the man said yes.
I'm surprised you survived it,
I
though.
don't care what you look like. Sean?
yeah, I'm with all three of you.
Big swing.
Yeah.
Big swing. It landed. Thanks, Maddie. Juice, hello.
Hey, how you going?
Hey, Juice.
Good buddy.
Juice.
Is that your name, Juice, like orange juice?
Like orange juice, yeah. My nickname.
Hey, Juice, so tell us about a big swing.
Well, this is my big swing.
Oh,
I've got a
Juice.
YouTube channel,
Yeah?
Juice Outdoors. And, trying to get the name out. 2 subscribers. Get YouTube to pay me to travel the world and go diving and have adventures everywhere.
Go diving, okay? Is that your thing?
You want them to do that,
Yeah.
or that's what's happening now? You just want them to?
Well, that's what's happening now.
That's the goal.
So Juice Outdoors.
Yeah. Juice Outdoors.
Okay, we're just...
I do a lot of scuba diving.
Yeah.
I've been to Borneo, Palau and Bali this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
A lot of underwater
2 years
action.
ago,
yeah.
Yep.
2 years ago I couldn't walk. So
Oh. Why couldn't you walk,
for a
Juice?
few years.
What happened?
Few injury.
Yeah?
Just got a few injury.
Yeah. Wow. And
Juice Outdoors, it says, "Let's get wet."
Juice.
Now, that is a T-shirt waiting to happen. Merchandise.
There we go. We're just
Here we
putting
go.
us
We're
on
watching
video.
the video.
Just threw his guts up. Reckons you never get seasick.
At least I always admit it.
Is that you,
This
Juice?
dive is a shipwreck.
Yes.
It's called a shipwreck
Yeah.
because that's a good name for it. And we're Aussies and we name things well. All right, let's get wet.
Let's get wet.
get wet.
That's the tagline.
Hey, Juice, Sean would like to know if he can borrow your boat.
Always got to have a friend with a boat, don't you, mate?
It's actually not my boat. It's a friend's boat. Go with him every so often.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So,
Um,
give everyone your channel again, Juice Outdoors.
Juice Outdoors.
Now, everybody, if we could give him a follow, then that will build up his attractiveness to YouTube, so then Juice can fly around
The
and
world.
get wet everywhere.
Yes. There's a good jellyfish action.
And Juice, you know what? I think it's really cute, but also I'm a bit disturbing that you think this show is
a big swing. Swing bigger, Juice. Swing bigger.
This is a tiny ball on a T-ball stand.
Good on you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, Sean.
Yes, we've got $600 thanks to Scarborough Live, the voucher, of course. It's to spend a participating business such as the Surf Boardroom. I'm going to go with Madison, who was the first Maddie we spoke
Yes.
to.
I cannot
She
believe
actually
a
travelled all the way over the other side of the world to watch
Yes.
Kiss.
Yes,
Got the
yeah, it
kiss
was amazing.
pick.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
SAS Australia's back on tonight at 7:30 on Channel 7. They've been dropping like flies in the first 2 episodes.
Daily, yeah.
It's brutal in the desert.
Think about it. If you've gone through something full on in your life, there are things that trigger you. So imagine going into a compound where you have no rights, people scream at your face, and
No
you're sleeping in
privacy.
a room with many, many people. Just like being in prison, just like Cassie Sainsbury was. We know her as Cocaine Cassie, but we've left that name at the compound. Hi, Cassie.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, good, Cassie.
Oh, you know what, Cassie? Honestly, when I first watched this, I thought, I wonder how I'm going to relate to you. And I end up really I don't know. I really softened towards you, Cassie, just hearing what you went through, because even though at 22 I could never find myself getting in a situation like you had gotten, it still was, what is it, 7 years ago? 7 years ago? Was that it?
Yeah, it's nearly 7 years ago.
Nearly 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So like, think about that. Like, you've had a whole nother life since then. So yeah, like I just hearing what you went through was, I don't know. It just put a human face onto a news story. So I appreciate that.
Well, thanks for, I guess, giving me a chance to put the real human face on it all. I think that was quite important for me because I've never actually shown anyone that vulnerable, the weakest side of me. I've always been really no emotion, stone in anything.
Yep.
Which was a survival mechanism for me, but SAS is something unexplainable.
I mean, couldn't you have gone in the jungle or something? Like, there's got to be an easier way for a bit of public redemption, surely.
For sure. And Nathan mentioned the compound and the trigger straight away. So we did see you earlier on the first day in particular serving food and the second day in the morning doing breakfast. Things like that. So when you were in jail, in the Colombian jail, was that something that you were appointed to, Cassie?
So I didn't particularly work in the kitchen, but being served food and to a certain degree similar types of food, it was definitely, I couldn't actually really eat there. In the 2 days that I was there, I ate the bare minimum, and that was because I just could not handle such similar types of food. And obviously, with day one, I was an absolute mess.
Yeah.
You'll never hear me deny that. It was an absolutely traumatizing day for me. And I was just trying to find my feet as quick as I can. And you know what I ended up doing?
What?
I ended up face planting it on a train track.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, the train track.
Sorry. Chasing a train. Isn't that so ridiculous? As armchair viewers, I'm sitting there going, I could catch that train.
Yeah.
And the thing was, like, you know, I've had such a bad start to the day, and I've got to do this with everything I've got. And, you know, we get down, we kneel down. You guys don't see this part. We get kneeled down, and he's like, go. And I've stood up, and I've ran, and I've overbalanced myself, and I ate the train track with my face.
Tasty.
And it killed. Like, I hit the bone. I've actually got nerve damage from where I hit the bone on it.
Oh, like you ran your,
Like, you
your mouth.
were there for 2 days and you've now got, like, nerve
This
damage.
is the
That's
problem
rough.
with that show.
I
This show
know.
can F you up permanently.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they say iron's good for you, Cassie.
Cassie, there was a really interesting part that where my heart broke for you, and that's when a few of you girls were sitting outside and someone was trying to ask the position that you were given by the DS, and they said, what do people call you? Like, what do we call you? And then you gave several names, one of them being Cocaine Cassie. And when you said Cocaine Cassie, your head dipped down. And they went, no. What's the official
How
title
do
the
we
DS
address
has
you? Yeah.
given you in this format? I just want to talk about
That was Zima.
Yeah. The name Cocaine Cassie, how much does that haunt you? Do people yell it out in you in the streets? How does that sit with you?
No, it's definitely the worst name I could ever be given. And it got to the point where I actually believed it. I let myself believe absolutely everything people were saying. It's unexplainable, the shame, the disappointment, the hate and the hurt that I felt towards myself.
Yeah.
And then piling everybody else on top of it. So, you know, going into this group, and it was an incredible cast. I can't say it wasn't. And, you know, I didn't know anyone at all. No one.
Yep.
Like, I'd been off the face of the earth. I didn't know who anyone was. And then, you know, what's your name? What does everyone call you? And I'm thinking, all right, well, let's go right to the point then.
Okay,
They
Cassie.
wouldn't, if you just says, Cassie Sainsbury, they're not going to know. They're going to go,
But also, think
where
about
are you
it.
from? Because I'm an Olympian or I'm, world boxing champ.
But think about it, Cassie, did you go in there sort of with the front foot on a little bit because of the fact that I would think if I was you, I would be going there and thinking, how are these celebrities going to judge that I'm here and the reason why I'm here?
No, absolutely.
And my story.
I felt like an outcast.
Yeah.
You know, when we were doing parts of, you know, the promos, I would look at everyone and, you know, they all know each other and I'm thinking, well, here I am, the convicted criminal. And, hi, I'm
You had to talk to Craig McLaughlin. That's it. Your only option.
And I was actually really lucky. This cast, they supported me. They were really good. You know, apart from the fact that Tim dropped me on my head when I was on contest.
I mean, Marty Diesel.
That wasn't really nice. Cassie, I was really intrigued by, I know this probably goes back to things you don't necessarily always want to talk about, but your time in jail. And I like last night when you were running and then jumping for the jumping in the water, climbing up a rope to escape on the helicopter. I was always thinking when you were in prison, were you day by day thinking, can I escape here? Was there moments like that that
a helicopter's going to drop in?
Yeah,
and
you'd have to imagine getting the hell out of there.
Yeah, how could I get out of there?
You know, it's actually something really funny because there were points where there were actually riots in the prison and some of the women actually did escape. I sat in my cell and I'm thinking, I am not stupid enough to walk out of there. You know, if I'm leaving this place, it is because I have earned it.
Yes.
Right.
And a blonde little Westerner's going to stick out a mile too, right?
You have no idea.
Yeah, where's she running to?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No, and that's the point. In one of the riots, I was just standing there watching what was happening, and one of the lieutenants, he's like, "What are you doing, Cassie?" And I'm thinking, "How did you see me? How did you see me?" And he goes, "Well, you stand out."
How funny it would be there's a riot going on and Cassie's sitting there with her legs crossed reading a book. Hey, everyone.
Not for me, thank you.
Hey, Cassie, we heard some of the darkest moments you had in prison, especially that woman with the razor blades that she kept in her mouth. And
the knives in the back of your arms.
In the back of the arms. That's crazy. Was there a day, or was there many days of joy, or moments of pure joy?
Or we could just at least have a laugh about it?
At all?
There was, you know, I met some really, really nice people inside those walls.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
There were probably actually nicer people inside than outside.
Yeah, right.
Are you still in touch?
Because I think yeah. And I think the fact is that we're all the same there. There's no one who's better than the other.
It's a great equaliser.
So we actually do. We see each other for what we are and who we are. There's no judgment of, well, you did this or, you know. And everyone is going through this process of whether it either breaks them or they become a better person and learn from their mistake. You know, there was moments they would do, what was it called, like a day of prison pageant, which that was
prison pageant?
Like,
Prison pageant?
Yeah, who celebrates being in prison?
What did you wait? So it would be like a pageant where you'd wear something.
You have a cake stall or something?
But what would you wear? Because then you just have prison clothes, or would you fashion your prison clothes into something else or make a dress out of toilet paper? What was it?
We did have prison clothes, but the thing is, because it was such a special thing in Latin America, they would enter in costume.
What?
And it just so happened, the year that I was obviously starting to speak Spanish, they're like, oh, you can be Madonna.
And did you say, muy bien?
I mean, that's pretty
I'm
surreal.
thinking, well, I don't want to. I look like a drag queen.
I look like a drag queen.
If you had seen how they did my hair, the makeup, it was, atrocious.
How surreal that you're in a Colombian prison dressed as Madonna in a pageant show.
And, you know, get up on the stage, you need to sing, what was the song, Isla Bonita? And I'm like, never heard of this song at all in my life, okay.
Yeah.
Stood up there, face planted on the stage.
Hey,
Seems to be a thing,
theme
huh?
here, Cassie.
Oh. And then, like there were moments where
Yes.
you would find your own happiness in what was happening.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy, but, you know, it's the small things.
There was some light
that
in the darkness.
Yeah.
Well, good on you, Cassie. We enjoyed watching
on
over
you,
the last
Cassie.
few nights on
Kind of
SAS
wish you could have
Australia.
stuck around for a bit longer because you were
Yeah.
very entertaining.
Thank you.
And good luck with everything from now on, Cassie. You know, you did your time, and I think you've got a really
And
great
if you-
attitude
yeah,
towards
learn
life
from it
now.
and-
So,
yeah.
well done, mate.
Thank you. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
See you, mate.
Cassie says
Bye, mate.
SAS Australia back tonight, everybody, 7:30 on Channel 7.
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
I had
Reef.
a pair of reef sandals.
I bet you did.
Well, we had the reef oil in here for
Yeah.
many years.
Did you have reef
I had
sandals?
reef thongs because Mick Fanning bought out one because he was sponsored by one which had the bottle opener underneath. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
What about the ingenious behind that? How about we put a bottle
Yeah.
opener underneath your thong and you
Yeah.
bring it off at a barbecue and you're the hero of all heroes?
Indeed.
Yeah, they didn't become household items.
No,
did
they
they?
It's a few fundamental design issues, I think. But anyway, it's 6:12, Nathan and Sean.
Oh, Nathan, I know you'll resonate with this. This is a classic. So yesterday, Nat, and you never mentioned, I don't know where John Locke sits into this frame, but when I was driving home yesterday, I gave my old man a call
Yes.
just to see how he's tracking.
Yeah.
He's had a few health issues over the journey, but he's coming good, right?
Yeah.
So I rang him, how you feeling today, Dad? Oh, yeah, not too bad. And then he just goes, oh, I went to the gym today. And I said, oh, that's fantastic. And so then he goes, oh, so I went in there and, when I walked in, then everyone wanted to talk to me because they hadn't seen me for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
His thing is everyone wants to talk to him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
Not that he's
Which I
talking
find
to everyone.
interesting,
Yeah.
and it's like Brian going to the shops.
Yeah.
And anyway, then he goes in and he says, okay, so then I've gone to the gym and I've decided that I'll just do a quick light circuit. So I get on the cross trainer and I just six minutes on the cross
Yeah.
trainer. I
Yeah.
didn't want to do too much, Sean. I go, yeah, that's great. Well, you get started, and once your body feels that way, then you can add to it. And then he proceeded to take me through every exercise, right?
Yeah, okay. The full
So
circuit.
this is driving from here to Bicton.
Yeah.
The whole way he's taking me to every exercise. So then I jumped on the bench press and I only put 10s on each side, and then I was just doing this and I only did 4 of that. And so I kept jumping in to try to just put an end to the conversation. I don't need to hear every single detail.
Sean,
Yeah.
Sean, have you met you? This is what you do. You just talk about exercise all the time. And it's just that he's a few more years advanced. That is you. That is you in the future. You know that, right?
I was listening to it and I'm thinking, is it how...
That is you.
Am I gonna say every repetition
Yeah.
that I did and every device?
sprint, everything.
When my dad wants to talk about something, Sean, I feel your pain. It's like, let's see. A conversation is a thing between two willing participants. Sometimes Dad's agenda or itinerary of conversation has 2 points on it, and he will circle back and forth between those two.
Well, you gotta make
And
him laugh,
me being
Nathan.
in the audience, it's like I'm strapped in a chair, shackled.
Just being spoken at.
Spoken at. And then if I blink or look away, he gets your attention back to him because he needs to...
Nathan,
and then if
knowing
you bring
you-
up something else, his famous line in that house is, nah, I'm not talking about that. And then he goes back to the
Nathan,
thing
there's
he's talking
nobody
about.
in the world that believes you can't get a word in edgewise. Nobody in
Nat,
the world.
you've
Have you
gotta-
met you?
Okay, we need to do an excursion. We need to do an excursion at the house when me, Mum, and on the couches, and Dad's sitting just behind us at the table, just pounding beers. We need to. I need you to see that. And then he always checks my phone to see if I'm secretly recording him, because if I am, he's going to call the lawyer. What lawyer?
I love how he thinks he's got a lawyer on the
What
team.
lawyer? Who's your lawyer, Dad?
The Morris family lawyer, you know.
Okay, I object.
It's amazing.
Anyway,
So,
Sean,
look,
so funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No,
I went for 27 minutes. I finally walked into the chemist because Megan texted me whilst I was going, and she said, "Can you grab something for one
Get
of
the
the
ointment
kids?"
for that massive rash.
That 100%. And so I walked in there, and I had to say because the people were trying to serve me, and I had to say to him 3 times. I said, "I've got to go
gotta go."
because this is where I'm at."
I
And
know,
he
if you
But he
say
hadn't
I've got to
finished
go,
the
it just makes
circuit.
them more powerful, Sean.
He
It's
still
like
had a
saying,
couple of exercises to
he
go.
did. He went through everything. Calf raises, the whole lot.
You don't say I've got to go. That just amps them up more. You know why? Because they panic because they know the phone call's about to end, so they try to get it all out at once.
Sean, so it went for 27 minutes, which was longer than his circuit.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.